Their phones, they have different levels of phones that you actually purchase the phones. Their plans are cheaper than anyone else's plans. They don't use 5G. They're going to be one of the first for vertical communications. So I'm going to teach you what. Thank you. I'm going to teach you what vertical communications is and what it's going to. So right now, our Earth is, of course, hilly, right? You got a 5G tower over here with a bunch of crap on it, and a person over here a half a mile away. And all of our communications since we first developed radio waves is horizontal. They go like this, right? Down into the valley, and they get the person that's down here. And these radio waves are pretty much horizontal. They can direct them, but they're still horizontal. So it's like aiming a gun, right? If I aim a gun at a crowd of people, it's really easy to hit them all. It's just easy. Boom, 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 boom. Hit them all because you got a big broadside, right? Our new communication system that's going up is satellites. And the 6G communications will come down vertically. So if I put them up here, they come down vertically. So you're holding your cell phone in your hand. It's hitting the cell phone more than it's hitting you. It's hard to hit something straight down. It's a small area, right? Not only that, it's farther away. So where this would be like a half a mile from you, this is a long ways up there. Right. It's eventually going to be 6G. 5G is going away. All this horizontal radio waves and broadcasting and microwave crap, that's all going away. It's going to improve humans' health dramatically. Okay. So we're going to go to a vertical communication system. Clear phones are already designed to work with the new system when it comes out. Okay. Now, if you're interested, and I recommend taking down this anyway, you want to call Maddie, M-A-D-D-Y, V-I-E-R-A. Her phone number is 310-729-8877. Am I going too fast? Yeah. Okay. What do you need? V-I-E-R-A. Yep. 310-729-8877. And you can go to her website, which is Love of Liberty. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's her email. loveofliberty@protonmail.com if you want to contact her. They have a website, Love of Liberty too. But anyway, and if you go to the website clearunited.com /R/Love of Liberty and sign up, that helps one of the best patriotic groups in America. So Clear works with them to help patriots. I will. clearunited.com /R, just an R, /Love of Liberty. So that's where you would go to sign up. I call Maddie for any questions, but you can go to that website and look at their phones. They have 3 levels of phones and they're pretty high tech. And you can do anything on them you can do on any other phone, you know. Well, do you want an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 11 or an iPhone 12s? See, just kind of like that. And one of them's a pretty darn big phone. This big, yeah. Huh? I hope not. No one should use a flip phone. People think they're safer with flip phones. You are not. No, you think it's security, and it's not. What's the reason? See, this is where in the intelligence world we learn something. When you have a smartphone, all the intelligence agents couldn't wait for the iPhone 11s to come out. Why? It's got 2 SIM cards. I can have 2 different numbers on the same phone. But you're better protected from surveillance if you've got a high quality smartphone than you are with a flip phone. Any cop can listen to every conversation you have with that. I mean, you can pick it up with scanners, you can pick it up with anything. Anybody with a Stingray van, and all police departments have one, they can listen to every word you're saying on a flip phone. On a smartphone, you can use specific software like Signal, WhatsApp that encrypt everything end to end. You can use Proton Mail, which encrypts all your email end to end. You can use Mega and transfer large data files encrypted end to end. You can use VPNs and bounce your signal all over the world. I was looking at my phone today. I'm sitting in the hotel room just down the street, and anybody that pulls up my number thinks I'm in Seattle this morning. Okay, tonight it'll probably say I'm in Georgia or Canada. It's bouncing the signal everywhere but where I'm at. So it's funny when you get pop-up ads and it goes, oh, restaurants near you. Seattle, Washington, and you're in Florida, right? It's really fun because they can't track you, they can't trace you. Yeah, sure. Well, I like Proton VPN. It's really a good one. Proton works really hard at keeping your stuff secret, keeping you protected. And the other thing is with my phone, I have carriers that literally download software at their end, at the carrier end, to protect me, so they can't find me. My biggest risk in doing what I do is I got a price in my head all the time. So I can't put on like social media where I'm going to be in advance. So I let the groups that I'm coming to speak at advertise themselves within their area, and that helps protect me a little bit, but I'm always running a risk. I mean, one of the guys that's probably trying to kill me the most doesn't live far from here. He's here in Arizona. So that's just, he's an Illuminati protectorate. That's what he does. So, in fact, he used to guard Hillary Clinton. So anyway, Clearphone, good alternative. Their plans start at like $30 a month, $40 a month, $50 a month. They got different plans. How much yours? $40 a month plan. So it's hard to beat. Can't get that with Verizon or AT&T usually. So. Okay. Where are you going? Oh, old eyes. I will actually talk about it here in a minute. You threw me completely off. Oh, hell. Okay. The thumb drives are $80. The nice thing about the thumb drives is you can take them home, you can use them to help you teach others. Okay. I know guys using these thumb drives and they have friends over and they sit there and do a David Straight seminar to their friends. And a lot of people are teaching their kids with it. And that's what's nice. That's who we need to teach. We need the young people, right? And last weekend we had what, 3 youths in the group? They're my favorite students. And they asked good questions too, didn't they? I love having under 18-year-olds, you know. Okay, in Oregon, we have a Nazi German for a governor. Okay, she's the first openly gay lesbian governor that's married to a man. She's married, but she's dates women, and she's open about it. I don't know how that works for the man, but I'm not going to ask her husband either. So. So anyway, she's been brutal on this whole mask mandate shit. Where does the word mandate come from? What's that? That's right, the Masons. It's right out of the Masons encyclopedias where the word mandate comes from. And it's in the Masons Manual for Administrative Procedure. So, what's that? Oh, okay, that ain't gonna work. Okay. So in Oregon, we do a lot of things to help businesses stay open, to help businesses not require masks, to help educate the public why they shouldn't be wearing masks. I mean, we do a ton in Oregon. We sue them for liabilities and violations. So this is an entire lawsuit right here. We make money. Got a group in Southern Oregon that is making $10,000 to $75,000 at a time from businesses. They walk in a business, and if they get hassled, they go out to their car. There's a notice that they give. They come back 3 days later. They follow up with another notice if they get hassled. If the business hasn't changed their policy, they come back with a third one. And when they come back with the third one, there's an invoice attached. After 30 days, they invoice them again. After 15 days, they invoice them again. After 10 days, they give them their final notice. Then they do a one-page affidavit of their banking process. Has nothing to do with the company, the invoice, nothing. Your affidavit is your process, showing that you followed the 72, 30, 15, 10 judgment day. You walk into a county court clerk and you ask for summary judgment on your affidavit of process. And now you can put a lien upon the business. You can put it on their Dun and Bradstreet credit report, and they'll write you a check because they don't want their suppliers knowing that they're not paying their bills. So in the United States Code, usually a violation of rights is $10,000. This is banking law. All courts are banks. Everything's banking. Everything's admiralty. Everything's commerce. So we follow banking law. The reason I've left this up here the whole time is so that it's going to stick in your brain for the rest of your life, because this is how you're going to operate from now on. Where's my chair? I'll tell you. See, the king is busy. He sits upon his throne and he runs a kingdom. He gets a person coming in with a presentment, could be a mailman, gives him a letter. It's a presentment, could be an invoice, could be a utility bill, it could be a lawsuit, it could be a summons, it could be anything, right? It's got his all caps name on it. He looks at that and he stamps it received, date and time, signs his name, puts his king's seal on it. It's very important to do that because it goes by when the king receives it. King could have been in Hawaii on vacation and it got stuck in the mailbox a week ago. It isn't when it got stuck in the mailbox. It's when the king stamped it received. Okay? Now, he has two options. He can accept it, do an acceptance. You want to use that word, acceptance. And we have stamps where we can stamp it, acceptance. He can stamp it acceptance, so it's billed to the trust. So you can see, here's some of my stamps: received, rescission, acceptance, apostille. Oops. Acceptance for trust authorized payment. That's what mine says. Date and time, that's in red. Then it says David Lester Straight -Vessel. That's what my trust name is on my birth certificate. Then it says by : align -executor. And then on that line, I sign with a purple pen, legibly my full name. Okay, here's a problem. I get people in court situations who have signed something and they didn't want to sign it because they knew they shouldn't have. So they sign it something like all rights reserved or UCC 1-308 or anything. I don't care if they would have put an X. I don't care if they just put a doctor's signature, one you can't read, a line. It's a mark. The minute they put a mark of any kind, it's no different than their signature. So you're better off signing your name in full, legibly, so that they can read it and there's no way to say it was not you, and do it as an executor. Now you're the fiduciary. When you're the fiduciary of your trust, that's the highest form of law you can get. The air is above the land, which is above the water. They're almost always dealing in the water. Sometimes they're dealing in the land. They're seldom dealing in the air. But to be a fiduciary, when I have a federal court case going, like I told you the first day, and I called in there and the judge got all snappy with me saying, I thought we had all the parties to the case here. I mean, he was an ass, really. I don't treat him that way, but I let him be an ass if they want to be. And he was all snappy with me. Who is this, you know? And I said, well, Your Honor. You could hear me smiling through the Zoom phone call, right? Well, Your Honor, this is David Straight. I'm the fiduciary. And the whole courtroom got silent. And then it's like the judge goes, oh, okay. What could he say? He can't kick me out. He can't do anything because I'm the fiduciary for the people involved in the case, for their company. In fact, I had them make me the CFO, the chief financial officer of their corporation, just so I could be the fiduciary of the corporation too. Then I gave him a few bucks. And I said, I told the judge I got a financial interest in the well-being of this company. Now I'm a shareholder as a fiduciary. Now I can stand and argue anything I want to stand and argue. And I can out-argue that judge, I can guarantee it. See? When you have that kind of power, you can accomplish stuff and get stuff done. You got to learn to be the king before you're the king. Don't claim to be until you are. Okay? I want to keep you out of jail. I mean that. Don't claim to be the king until you're the king. Once you're the king, you're going to know it. Your whole spirit's going to change inside. Remember Ananda, the last class? She got up. I had her come forward, grab the microphone, tell what she had just did and how she felt inside. Freaking yeah. She was a state national that first day. She had been working on it for about a month. And by the time we got to that last meeting in Yuba City, she had got all of her paperwork done and she got everything recorded and done. And she's a state national. And her whole demeanor and her attitude, you could see that she was the queen, couldn't you? It's an amazing feeling. It just does that to you. You actually start to have hope, right? So the other option is to rescission. Now, my particular stamp, I'm going to call them out. So it says rescission for a cause of fraud and swindle, for acting in dishonor, for practicing and pretending under the color of law. That's all they're doing, practicing and pretending. That's why they call it a doctor's practice, lawyer's practice. I'm practicing law. I had a lawyer. I said, hey, how long have you been a lawyer? He says, about 20 years.